So let's cross over the river and then keep walking into the more modern part of the city. All right, so I'm now going to talk about something completely unrelated, just for something to talk about. I was trying to decide, like, what other things can I talk about in this video. Great view of the fort. Not sure how you get up there. I don't see any roads or even walking paths or a funicular or anything, so maybe on the back side I will have to figure that out before I leave. Okay, so I'm going to tell the story of getting screwed over by a hotel in San Francisco, California, from a recent traveling trip of mine. So this was right around the beginning of the year, and I was coming back to the United States. Just coming back from, I've been in Iceland, the Virgin Islands, U.S. Virgin Islands, and I was going back to visit my mom in Northern California. So I flew into San Francisco. I had a flight booked with a layover in Denver, Colorado. The flight left kind of late in the afternoon and then was going to be arriving in San Francisco around 10 o'clock. But things went wrong with the flight. My first flight was delayed, and then this caused me to miss my second flight. And then I managed to get on another flight. I don't remember which airline I was flying with. Managed to get on another flight fairly soon thereafter for the second flight. But then my luggage didn't make the plane. So my luggage ended up on yet another flight like an hour later than the flight that I ended up on. So I had this hotel booked, the Gateway Inn and Suites San Francisco, that was very close to the San Francisco airport. But the email that they had sent me when I made the booking on booking.com said that the front desk was only occupied or manned until 11:30 p.m. But I think on their website, then it said that they had 24-hour reception. So there was this conflict between what it said in the email and what it said on their website, which I checked because I was coming in a little late and was a little concerned about whether there was going to be somebody there to check me into the hotel. Now, the way that the flights were originally supposed to go, then this wouldn't have been an issue because I would have arrived before that 11:30 time anyways. But because of what happened with the flights, then I ended up waiting in San Francisco at the airport for my backpack to come on that other flight. And by the time that happened, it was like 11:45, and I still needed to get from the airport to the hotel. And so I was past that 11:30 time that I wasn't certain whether there was actually going to be somebody at the desk or not. And so the obvious answer to confirm whether somebody is there at the reception desk at the hotel is, of course, to call them, right? So I am waiting for my luggage in the airport in San Francisco, and so I give them a call. Nobody answers the phone. I call several times over the next like 5 minutes, no answer. And give it a break for a little while, and then still waiting for my luggage. I call them again. Finally, my luggage arrives. I call them again. No answer. I call them like 6 times over the course of 20 minutes. And nobody's answering the phone. So, what am I supposed to do? I mean, I could obviously just get a taxi there and then find out in person, but it is now almost midnight. It's been a long day of flight problems and everything. I'm tired out, and I don't want to take a chance at catching a taxi there, and then the taxi drops me off, and nobody's there to check me in. And then I'm in this annoying situation in which I have to book another place and find out how to get there, maybe call another taxi or Uber or whatever. And so I decided to book a other hotel to make sure that I'm actually going to, you know, take the taxi and get there and finally be able to check in and get to sleep. And so I'm thinking, you know, under these circumstances, it seems obvious that this hotel is going to give me a refund when nobody was there to answer the phone to confirm that I could get checked in. So I book another hotel on booking.com on the spot there, and then get a taxi or an Uber, I forget, to that hotel, which I had confirmed there was somebody there 24 hours at reception, and get there and check in. And then right away, once I'm in that hotel, then I go to the email from booking.com for the other hotel and cancel it and request a refund. And then things get confusing from there as to whether the hotel acknowledged that request. Basically, they denied my request for a refund. And so I called them directly and spoke with them and explained the whole situation. And they would not give a refund for that night. They were just steadfast that, I mean, it was a booking in which cancellation with a refund was not allowed. But of course, they had the choice, the power to go ahead and not charge me anyways. Okay, let's maybe pop into this side street, see what's going on back here. But they were just completely unmoving with the policy of, you know, no cancellation, like no reason will change their minds, which just seemed ridiculous to me. Under the circumstances, when nobody is answering the phone, they were saying, well, the reception person may have just been away from the desk at the bathroom for a little while or whatever, but like 20 minutes of repeated calls, and yes, I confirmed that it was definitely the right number. Oh, and then the other thing is that there was no answering machine, message, anything. The call would just ring and ring and ring, and no, you know, we'll be right back, no leave a message, voicemail. the phone would just ring and ring and ring, and then eventually stop ringing, and that was it. And so it was kind of the combination of everything. Like, there's just no way that I could have done anything differently other than taking the chance at taking the taxi and hoping that somebody was going to be there. But it should be understood that that isn't something that you want to take a chance with when you've had a long day of traveling, it's midnight, and you have conflicting information from the email on their website about what time the reception desk closes. I decided to dispute the charge on my credit card, and so my credit card company canceled the charge and sent it back to them, basically. But then at their end, they have the choice to dispute the dispute. And so weeks later, like 3 weeks later or something like that, I see a charge for that same amount back on my credit card. And so they have disputed the charge and it is back. It wasn't too expensive. I forget. I think it was only like $90 or something. So not, you know, a big deal, but it was kind of more just the principle of it. And so I called him again and talked with him and explained the whole situation. And the lady at the reception desk was just completely like non-compassionate as far as like my whole situation of the delayed flights and then being at the airport and then calling like 6 times over the course of 20 minutes while I'm sitting there with my luggage, like ready to catch a taxi to a hotel. Hello. And in this, you know, conundrum, she just showed absolutely zero like sympathy or understanding or anything. Was just like, no refunds, no cancellation, refund for any reason whatsoever. And so I finally just hung up, and it's not worth my time at that point. Gateway Inn and Suites, San Francisco. I do not recommend them. All right, a little more walking along here.